And welcome to Morning Thailand. I'm Wanason Kurhong.
And I'm Thanannapat Noywing, and it's Thursday, August 15, 2013. The middle of the month already is really fast.
Yes, but it's toward the end of the week. So
right.
we're looking forward for the weekend.
Only 4 days of working this week is really good. Well, we're starting with some refreshing news here, including the very famous athletes in Thailand at this very moment.
Yes, a
Ratchanok.
rising star, we should call
Right.
her.
Nong May or Ratchanok Intanon, the world badminton champion, following her visit to the government house on Tuesday, yesterday, there seems to be like a big match.
Oh, right. I heard of that she was going to play a badminton game or something
With
like
the
that.
very important figures in Thai newspaper these days.
Yeah, well, he's like a
Police
famous police
Lieutenant
figure.
General
Exactly.
Kamronwit Thukrajang, the Metropolitan Police Chief, who earlier challenged Ratchanok or Nong May to play with him.
Yeah, I was kind of
badminton with
concerned
him.
about him, you know,
Why?
and his condition. Hey, Nong May is a world champion, and you know he's not exactly young bird anymore. You know what I mean? So I thought like he's gonna be short of breath. So how did he do?
He's playing good.
Okay.
Pretty good, because yesterday in the competition, Police Lieutenant General Kamronwit was in the field with Kritin Kritanukul.
Oh,
He's
so it's a
the
double kind of thing, not like one on
Yes.
one. Okay, that
and
helped.
Kun Kritin, Mr. Kritin is the former badminton player for Thai national team.
Interesting.
And Nong May was in the field with Ittipon Piriya Pinyo, another police officer and also a badminton player, I guess. They were playing 3 sets. In the first set, Kun Kamronwit teams won by 24-22.
Really?
Yes.
Okay.
Isn't that good? And in the second set, Nong May Ratchanok's team won by 21-19. And also in the last one, the final match, Nong May won by 21-19 as well. So she
That's
won
pretty
this
close,
competition.
actually. You know, it seems like the score is quite
21-19,
close.
right?
Exactly. Maybe
And-
she's like, you know.
Yeah, the match was held at Bantang Yard Badminton School, and after this competition, the very big match, Kun Kamronwit has even gave 600,000 baht to Ratchanok as a reward for her hard work and also for her victory at the World,
Champion, right?
and also 100,000 to Bantang Yard Badminton School.
It seems like she is already has been receiving a lot of rewards lately. It seems like it's accumulating a lot, and that's the thing about I think Thai people is that we tend to get into the craze quite easily when
Right.
we have like world champion, because I remember at one point when we have the world champion for one of our boxers, we actually showered them. We always showered all our athletes,
Yes.
who won big medals with money and such.
That's kind of tradition.
Exactly, and I think is one of those things that we're trying to encourage more people to get into this kind of field, because obviously this is something that you can actually better yourself, plus make a good name for the country as well, very easily.
And from the Bunrod Brewery, the producer of Singbira, who might be the sponsor of Ratchanok, yesterday Ratchanok has met with Kun Santi Pirom Pakdi, the CEO of Bunrod
wow.
Brewery. He gave her 1.2 million baht as a reward, and 1.2, it might be a lucky number of Ratchanok or Nong May.
Oh,
And moreover, she was
watch.
given a Rolex watch worth
Nice.
400,000 baht.
that's
Rolex.
quite awesome, actually. That's almost like encouraged me to get into sports. But at this point,
Might
I
be
think I might be
too
too
late.
late. I know. It not might. Like, even hard for me to just get myself to the gym. So I think that's going to be a bigger challenge to actually even win anything.
And after a lot of celebrations, a lot of rewards coming their way, Ratchanok said that she wants to take her parents for a trip in like upcountry.
Oh, she's such a
so
sweet
nice.
kid. That's the thing. She's very sweet. So, moving on to not so sweet news. The next news is, however, I guess is probably a good thing that they were caught. This couple. Now there has been a report yesterday that the DSI were able to arrest this couple who actually involved in the investment scheme. So when I say investment scheme, I'm talking about different scams involving trying to get people into investing into perhaps one of those
like direct sales.
Yeah, if you can see before when they have one of those pyramids way of
scheme.
selling and such. And this particular case involving 14 people altogether who invested over like almost 1 million baht,
in total.
they said, in total, into this particular investment scheme that these particular couple said. Now, I'm just giving you the ideas here. Kun Wachirat Poonperm as well as his wife Pimolpan Poonperm. These two were arrested by the DSI yesterday at noon in one of the most famous shopping mall here in Bangkok. In Nonthaburi province, so not far from Bangkok. Now, they were both actually have been reported of getting all these complaints from at least 14 people at this point. The DSI believe that there are probably more people involved that haven't come forward yet, but this group of 14 people came forward and actually told the DSI that they were asked to, or at least lured into investing in what they called an investment on creating the get into book business in one of the big shopping mall around the Ramatu area, and as well as the other type of investments. So what this couple did was that back in 2010 all the way to 2012, 2011, these people were actually get all the 14 people to invested and giving them money. And at first they said that the money or the benefits seems to come back quite nicely because they promised that if you invest this much, then we will give you 10% of your investment back every month. And it seems to go pretty well in the very beginning. Until on March of this year, on the 31st of March, there's a bit of a problem because the money stopped coming. And that's when the 14 people realized that this might be some kind of scam, because it was okay for over a year or two, a few years, but then later on it seems like it stopped. And she told them that it's because the business didn't do as well, and she was actually, someone else took her money so she couldn't give it, and then next thing they know is that they both disappeared. So they could not be contacted. So later on, more and more people got together, and finally 14 of them went to the DSI and then asked the DSI to look into this particular case. At this point, the DSI said that the couple obviously will be press charges, and there's more investigation into it. So they are encouraging more people who might invested the money into these couple to actually come forward. But as for their defense, Kun Pimolpan said that no, they were not invested in her business per se, but she was acting as a loan shark. So take their money and then give it out to the other people, and that was what they were doing. But according to the 14 victims, they said that wasn't the case. So
she's the mastermind.
Yeah, so at this point, they have to actually look into this. And guess this, the people that were victimized by this particular scheme was actually old friends from high school, either high school or from the bachelor degrees, for college. Kun Pimolpan used to,
use the connection of the old friends.
Exactly, and her friends was actually when they were in Australia. So these are obviously a well-off people who went to study abroad.
See, that's the problems of rich people.
Yeah, they have more money to
invest like 1 million.
Yeah, so at this point, I guess more people will come forward. So I think this is one of the cases that we probably have to look into a little bit more, because it's over 100 million baht. So who knows what this particular people use it for, because obviously for two people, 100 million baht, that's quite a lot. So there might be more people involved.
And from that, moving on to a crime. If you remember a clip video that has been circulating on the internet for a while, in showing a man who shot his fiancée and her mother.
Yeah,
her
his
mother.
supposed to be his future mother-in-law.
Right. And the incident that happened in PS Modifying Automobile Workshop in Chonburi, Myeong District, and it has been captured on security CCTV camera. Police have already arrested the suspect named Yosapon Haegan. He confessed that the killing was in revenge for his girlfriend's family and mother, who wouldn't let them marry. And you know that because there was a heated debate going on. Her family, his girlfriend's family, asked him to pay 2 million baht dowry and also to buy a new car as a dowry for their marriage. So it's like he tried to talk to them and the heated debate going on before he decided to take out his gun. It's 9mm handgun that he used to shoot his fiancee and also her mother, dad, and he seems to like enjoy a little bit.
He said that he did not know that there was a CCTV camera there, but I think he was shaking his booty in front of the camera. So I don't know. I think he knew. Like, look at that.
That's really disturbing.
It's very disturbing. It just showed that he doesn't have any remorse whatsoever.
And Kun Arom Nantachalakongit, the father of his late former girlfriend, said that he also has more evidence showing that the suspect has been involved with the drug gang in a prison in Ratchanok province. So he has already handed evidence to authority for further investigation. So police will have to look into whether this suspect involved with more allegations.
Right. So I think this is like open a can of worms. So, instead of actually get arrested for not only murdered, but I believe that he's probably will get arrested for involving in perhaps drug smugglings or any kind of that, stuff, if there's more money involved, obviously. Well, moving on to another sad case. This particular case is just to warn you that be more careful when you drive. I know you're probably like, yes, good call. Be very careful when you drive. Now, this particular case took place in the provinces. However, this is in Petchburi province. It's quite devastating due to the fact that the impact of this particular crash was quite severe. 6 people died at the scene, while 3 others were actually severely injured. Now, about 5 of them were children. That's the sad part. Age ranged between 3 to 12. Now, this is a report from one particular family who was traveling from Petchburi, passing Petchburi, going to Prachuap Khiri Khan. So they were going home, 3 adults altogether, including the driver, of course, and his wife. And there was also, 4 adults, driver and his wife, as well as 2 of their relatives were actually in the car at the time. However, there were also 4 children, 4 children that was involved in this particular case. 2 died at the scene instantly. 3 died at the scene. 3 children, I'm trying to get the number right here. At this point, they say that the children age range between 3, 4, and 9 was actually found in the car itself. And at this point, 2 others were actually injured, age 12 and age 11, at the hospital, along with their relative, which is Kun Ampon Puksap, another relative that is surviving, but clinging on to their lives at this point because the severity of this particular crash. Now, they say that they believe that this pickup truck, probably the driver might have been dozed off because it's a long drive. It was quite late. It was like early, it's in between those like late night, because it's probably happened just before midnight or a little bit after, because the police found the body at about 20 after midnight. So at this point, they say that this particular case, due to the curve, they believe that because it was a curve, so they might overshot the curve and then just slam right into the tree there. So at this point, the parents died instantly at the scene, along with their 3 children. Right, so as well as one of the relatives. So 6 of them altogether died at the scene. 3 others still waiting to see their condition, but it's not looking very bright there for all of them. So be very, very careful, especially if you have to drive at night and if you know the curve is there and such.
Especially during the rainy season, because it seemed reported that there was like a drizzling rain at that time as well.
Right. So, is everything involved, and by the time you probably don't have enough time anymore. But be very careful, and I believe that part of the problem as well is that there weren't any seat belt that were, they didn't fasten their seat belt because 3 of them were actually found outside the car. But those are the 3 that actually survived but severely injured. Those who stayed in the car were slammed into the tree. So at this point, still, I still strongly believe that if you have, you fasten your seatbelt, it would have been a little bit better.
And a lot of accidents happens during long weekends of vacation.
Exactly.
Because people drive out of town, so be very careful, especially if you're not used to the route that you have been using.
Exactly, and plus traveling at night. So be very careful. If you feel really, sleepy, stop and maybe catch some sleep or have someone else drive. All right, so moving on from that particular case, we're going to take a very short break. We have a lot more cases, especially another Southern violence incident to report. So please stay tuned.